everyone, it's Thursday, video number 2. We're bringing it all for you today, and there's so much to talk about. Make sure for the 30 seconds to 50 seconds that you're still watching, you will get everything that you need and more. That's why you need to like, subscribe, turn that notification on before you say, hell, this ain't for me. This is for you because Arsenal, United, Liverpool, oh my goodness, there's so much to get into. But let's kick off with this. Young Player of the Year. You got Miles Lewis, you got Ethan Waineri, you've got, oh my gosh, Morgan Roberts, Milos Kerkez, Dejan Hussein, Liam Delap, all be nominated. But we know who really and truly is the young PFA Player of the Year. Now, when you go through the list, there's so many players to talk about. But for me, in my opinion, not because I got the badge on, but it has to be the breakout of Miles Lewis Skelly. All day, every day, ADED. Miles Lewis Skelly, to me, is the young player of the season. He's taken the league by storm. He's the one who shut up Erling Haaland. Remember when Erling Haaland told him and said, "Who the F is you?" Well, we know who he is. Miles Lewis Skelly, to me, is the player of the year. But what's your opinion on that? You need to leave your comments below to let me know. Ty, TK, this is the young player of the year between all 6. This is the one. But out of the 3, out of the 6, I reckon there's 3 of them there who will be playing with each other next season. That sounds wrong when I say that, playing in the same team. You know what I'm saying. Keep your mind straight. Okay, talking about Ethan Waineri, though, is this going to be his breakout season this year coming? Is this going to be his turn to show what his skill set is, what his craft is? I think it is. Do Arsenal need to go out and buy another right winger? Or is Ethan Waineri more than capable of delivering there when Bukayo Saka needs to take a rest? I think he does. I think that towards the back end of the season, there was more of a contractual thing going on there, limiting his minutes, limiting the playing time, because if he got more than what was contractual to do, boy, Arsenal would have been paying some money, some pretty money. But damn, they're so cheap, and this is what happens in football. So, moving on to the next story. Florian Wirtz, he is on his way now to Liverpool. He's going to do his medical. He'll be arriving today at some point, maybe tomorrow. The oh my God, what was I going to say? Rainfall. So the medical will get done, and then the formal papers will be announced. They'll do a little, oh, I almost swore there. They'll do a little short video of him signing, and Liverpool fans will be going, oh my God, yeah, we got our new saviour. What can he do? He can do everything. This is what we need. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Liverpool has smashed the transfer record for England, but they're about to do it again with another player. And this hurts. This one hurts. I already covered it today. With Wirtz coming in, Alexander Isak, I think, is going to be the next superstar that's going to come in. Towards the start of the season, the 25 to 26 season in the Premier League, I need to get a towel. You know what I do in this? When stories get too much, I start sweating. I start getting hot. I got to pamper down. Oh, my goodness. Alexander Isak to Liverpool, I think it's going to happen. I really and truly think Liverpool are going to find the figure that it's going to take for Newcastle to say, do you know what? We've had a good run. Okay, we're in the Champions League, but you can go. But you can go. Or, or, I'm hoping this. Newcastle will be able to say to Isaac, listen, give us one more season. We're back in the Champions League. You're going to have 8 games minimum to get through to the next stage. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but hey, you got us here. You know, Carabao Cup final, remember? We played against Liverpool, remember? You scored, remember? Yeah, just give us one more chance. Isaac is going to be like, hell no, listen, I'm at my peak right now. You know what I'm like. You know I get injured kind of easy. Just let me go. Let me go and play for the Reds. Well, the Reds down south and Arsenal. No, let me just go to Liverpool on the army slot with Mohamed Salah, whose legs are pretty much gone, and Canote, who's going to be leaving for Real Madrid because he won't sign a new contract. Trent already left their backside high and dry. So why the hell would he want to go to Liverpool? Well, maybe it is because of the development of Liverpool, because they have got Wirtz in. They've got Frimpong in. Kurtzon from Bournemouth is going to be going to Liverpool at some point. Oh, it's a big project. It's a good project. I'm an Arsenal fan. Am I hating? Yes. Am I upset? No. I'm just hating, okay? Damn it. Leave me alone. So, and Breno, moving on to Manchester United. Brian and Breno, still at Brentford, of course. Thomas Frank has left and he's gone to Spurs. Spurs trying to hijack the move, but Bruno has come out constantly, time and time again. My preference is just to go to United. Why would you want to do that with Cunha? I don't know, but they seem to be building something. And again, this story from Ben Jacobs comes out, which says Manchester United remain optimistic on a Brian and Brentford attackers. A preference remains Manchester United, despite Thomas Frank's appointment at Spurs. Nothing club to club yet, but talks continue. And that's what it is at the moment. It's just talks, but then when a bid goes in, you know he's on his way there. And more than likely, we're definitely going to see Brighton and Bruno swap Brentford to Manchester. Could it be a good deal for Man United? Yes, if they get rid of the Jadon Sancho and the Marcus Rashford, which I'm sure they will, because Ruben Amorim has come out and said, I don't want your backside back at this club, along with take a little goofy ass friend with you, Ganacho, and moving on, Shimon, let's go. Okay, moving on to wingers. When we were talking about wingers just a moment ago, let's talk about this one. Nico Williams. He was supposed to be going to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's love child, I want to call it, not Martin Odegaard. Nico Williams, he was been obsessing about him from last season up until this season. But why was he? Everyone knew, even down to the damn parrots, knew Nico Williams wanted to go to Barcelona. And now Fabrizio Romano has dropped the bombshell, which is not even a bombshell. It was always out there. Nico Williams and Barcelona have agreed personal terms on a 6-year deal. There you go. Agreement sealed on a player's contract until June 2031, with a salary in the region of 7 to 8 million net per season. That's so damn cheap. Arsenal was going to give them more than that, but you know what? It's not about the money for Nico Williams. It's all about playing with his friend, Lemmy Lamau, on the right-hand side, and then Nico Williams on the left-hand side. Rafinha is still there on the left-hand side. Let's just pause that thought for a second. So I haven't done a deep dive on Rafinha. Oh my God, pat me down, pat down, pat down, pat down. I'm getting excited about something. I'm getting excited. Pat down the sweat's coming on. Barcelona are currently working on financial terms to get the deal done with Atletico. Do Barcelona have the money to pay the fee up front, or are they going to pay a little bit more, spread the terms just to get this deal over the line? But with Rafinha there, yes, he signed a new deal, but is his minutes going to be limited now to the arrival of a Nico Williams? Or is it just going to be shared and is Rafinha have to play second fiddle? Sticky seconds, sloppy seconds, minutes. I'm talking about minutes. Remains to be seen. Should that be the case, should Arsenal go in for a Rafinha if they can't get the Rodrigo deal done? But when talking about left wingers, I've got a surprise for you guys. I've got a surprise that you guys don't even know about. So that's why you still got to be watching. You still got to be subscribing. You still got to be commenting below from the news I've given you so far. I told you there's so much. Hopefully you stayed well after the 30 to 50 seconds I asked you to. So on this one for Manchester United, in goal, you know they've got sticky, icky Andre Onana. No, Mr. Spill. I ain't gonna call him PD. Don't you dare do that. But what I'm saying is this: Emi Martinez has made it clear he wants to join Manchester United, and Aston Villa haven't ruled out of a sell. It could take around 40 minutes to get the deal done, but United haven't made a final decision on replacing Onana yet. Let me tell you this. United have made a decision. They want Onana gone. They don't want no sticky buns in goal no more. They want a reliable goalkeeper that the Argentinian former Arsenal player, well, goalkeeper of the year, may I add, World Cup winner, Lionel Messi's, oh my God, I almost said fluffer, but damn it, yeah, fluffer, could end up at Old Trafford. He doesn't have to go far from Birmingham to Manchester. It's just up the road. This would be a fantastic sign for Manchester United. A fantastic sign for Manchester United. We know how good Emi Martinez is. I was gutted when, oh, damn, Mikel Arteta chose Bernd Leno over Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez helped us win the FA Cup. Emi Martinez helped Mikel Arteta stay in the job to this day because of his heroics in goal for Arsenal. You know, it's gone. He's what, 32 years old now? At Aston Villa, he's done okay. He's going to go to Manchester United, a bigger club, a bigger stage. They're not in Europe, no big deal, but they will be up there for a top 4 shootout for sure. Oh my God, I'm sweating. Pat down, pat down. So you know, to what Man United, these things happen, man. The sweatbands happen. If Emi Martinez does make this move, it's going to be a good deal for Manchester United, and Manchester United fans should be happy. They got Cunha in. They're going to get Emma Martinez. They're going to get Mbeumo in. Are they going to also go after Victor Gyökeres because Arsenal are not looking at him? They're looking at Sesko. So Victor Gyökeres is still up for grabs. And will he end up there at Manchester? If so, all those redundancies were for this reason and this reason alone. Okay, moving on to Liverpool. Chiesa, injury prone, glass man. Yeah, he wants to leave. No big deal. Liverpool fans, are they even bothered? No. All they know about the man is that they saw the name on the back of the shirt in the shop and they go, have we got this player? I think so. Yeah. Was he worth it? I don't know. Should he go? Yeah. Bye. Next story. Okay. Talking about Arsenal, sticking on to players believing. Thomas Partey, I think he's definitely on his way out. Here, Fabrizio Romano says this. Negotiations between Arsenal and Thomas Partey over a new deal are not advancing. No big deal to me, in my opinion. No agreement so far, and now concrete chances to part ways in the upcoming days. Thomas will be available as a free agent. Now, I'm sweating because it's hot, okay? I'm not sweating because Thomas Partey is going to go. If Thomas Partey goes from Arsenal, there is some divide in the fan base where it's going to be, yeah, cool, go. Others are going to be like, nah, damn, we need him to stay. But we don't. We've got Martin Zubimendi coming in. Don't forget, Declan Rice can play there. Moreno can play there as well. Is it to the level of a Thomas Partey between and Moreno? No. Declan Rice? Hell yeah. Zubimendi? You know, it's Zubimendi's time. But I've got a player who I think that Arsenal should go for to come into the centre midfield role. I really do. A lot of you are going to be saying, well, why don't you just put, upstage and get in? When I say upstage, that sounds wrong. It means to overtake someone. Move up. That's the best word. Move up. Miles Lewis Skelly to go into midfield because technically, if you think about it, if you think about how Miles Lewis Skelly does it from the left back and how he inverts, gets the ball, twinkles past people, zooms up the pitch with the ball, maybe that's what Arsenal actually need. Do they need a Zubimendi? Okay, Ty, you're going too far. Yes, but I still prefer to have a Miles Lewis Skelly at the left back because he can drift into the midfield and bring the ball forward. Thomas Partey's legs are gone. Thomas Partey, as we know, is injury prone. This guy stayed injury free to get this position that he's in now. To get to the end of the season, either win a contract with Arsenal and go down injury again, or get a move abroad and get more money because Arsenal are not going to pay more money for his injury prone self to stay. It's not going to happen. But the player I'm talking about that I want to come in is Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers at Aston Villa. Now, this is the perfect time to go and raid that bank of Aston Villa. Yes, they got PSR troubles. You think they're selling Emmy Martinez is going to get rid of it? Hell no. But Morgan Rogers is going to cost a lot of money. Arsenal still have priorities to go and get in the Sesko of Rodrigo. And then whatever pennies are left over, you go after Morgan Rogers. And I just done a quick summary just to let you know why. The player there can play an attacking midfield and he can play on the right wing as well, which will also help with the likes of a Bukayo Saka should we need to rest him. I did mention it even Ranieri before. Yes, I did. I know I did. But having a Morgan Rogers there, I'm telling you, this guy is legit. He's the real deal. He's cold as ice. This guy will make Arsenal good. And here's why. Here's why. So, one, boosts creativity and depth, offers goals, assists from various positions, elevating reliance on Odegaard and Saka. Number two, tactical flexibility. Arteta values adaptable players. Rogers' adaptability to seamlessly slot into midfield, wing, or striking roles fits that mold, caught offsides. You know, that's where we're thinking he will be better. When I say caught offside, he can break the channels. Will not get offside. He will break that. When people are playing offside track, Arsenal and Morgan Rogers will break through it. I'm so sorry. I'm just sweating. I am just sweating today. It's hot. It's hot with news. Physical presence and transition games. His strength and drive forward runs will improve transitions and break defensive lines, something Arteta's dynamic system demands, and it bloody does. Sometimes we're so lackluster going forward, we're slow. We need players with the ball that can run, like a Miles Lewis Skelly. Odegaard doesn't get the ball and run with it. He just looks to try and be, the locksmith. He wants to unlock the gates, but he doesn't have anyone in front of him making those runs. But if you bring in a Morgan Rogers to deputise once in a while, I'm telling you, it will be dynamic. And that is what Arsenal need. Number 4, competitive edge amidst busy schedule. With European domestic cup commitments, having a multiple option like Rogers ensures sustained energy going forward for the season. 100%, 100%. Now, when we talk about the left wing, what's your thoughts on Morgan Rogers, first of all, before I get into the left wing? What's your thoughts on Morgan Rogers? Should he be the one to come in for Arsenal next? After if we get a Rodrigo. But if we don't get Rodrigo, I've got someone else here that'll be a bit cheaper than Rodrigo, but will have the dynamic. Would Morgan Rogers light your fire? Would Morgan Rogers be like, shit, Thomas Partey went, but we went and got a Morgan Rogers who's younger, who's fresher, who's fitter, who scores goals, who gets assists, who can run the ball, who can break the lines. Yeah, let's go and get a Morgan Rogers. But what about this man here? Karim Adeyemi plays for Borussia Dortmund. This is my alternative to a Rodrigo. Now, Rodrigo, don't get me wrong, is class. He has it. He does have it. But he wants to stay at Real Madrid. His desire is to stay at Real Madrid. His desire, though, is to play from not the right, but on the left wing. And I don't think Xabi Alonso is going to be like, heck, you know what, brother? Yeah, I'm going to put you on the left wing and I'm going to dump out Vinicius Jr. Sorry, down. It's hot. I'm tired down. Forgive me. But one thing I'm saying about Rodrigo, he's cool. But there are other players out there, we don't get him. Remember what I said in the first show, the name sometimes doesn't fit the profile you think it does. Because he plays for Real Madrid doesn't mean he's a superstar. Martin Odegaard played for Real Madrid. Is he a superstar? Close. Remember who else we had from Real Madrid? Danny Ceballos? Twisty top? Okay, I went too far. But my point is this. This next player, Karim Adeyemi, here's why he's a wild card, but why I think he can work for Arsenal. Here we go. Pure pace and vertical threat, still raw, but with elite tools. Think Theo Walcott, but better technically. Now, when we think of Theo Walcott, most of you never even get to see or saw or had the pleasure of watching Theo Walcott when he was at his peak. Theo Walcott was good. He just wasn't great. Okay? That's all it was. To fit. If Arsenal want to stretch deep blocks or press high, Adeyemi can pin fullbacks back and leave Sesko with clean lanes, and that's what it is. We know Sesko's coming in. Adeyemi could do exactly that, what Martinelli does, but at a higher value, more than what Trossard can do at a higher value. The Sesko link-up in transition in this duo could be devastating. Adeyemi's pace plus Sesko's movement equals goals. And that is what we need for Sesko, is to give him space, time, until for him to be composed as he is, and stop the ball in the back in there. So we go on, win the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Damn it, yeah, I'm greedy. I am greedy. I want it all, and so do you. Now, I'm tying out here for TK24 Sports. Thank you for watching the show. What do you think of the Adeyemi link that I'm putting out there instead of the Rodrigo? If we can't get him, is this a good alternative? Is it someone that you never thought of or heard of, or you did think, but you never really gave it too much thought? Road to 1,000 subscribers is on. Please subscribe to the video. Please share it. And I'm sorry, I ain't going to do the last pat down. I'm just sweating here because the news is hot. I am hot. And you need to subscribe. Have a great day.